Hello, my name is James Chen, aka J Chenzor, and this is AAA Toe Tech. I've always been kind of an execution junkie in fighting games, and it was like one of my favorite parts of fighting games. I like trying to do like complex combos. I like trying to do hard stuff because it was kind of an expression in a way, but people have no idea how spoiled everybody is when it comes to training mode, right? Like, people are able to test everything, and you can set the training mode dummy to like crouch or auto block or do this one time, or, you know, all these things. But back in the day, we were playing in the arcades, so obviously there was like no training mode there. But even when we started getting our first ports to the home system, like obviously the Super Nintendo version of Street Fighter 2, there was no training mode on there, you know? So like I would want to like test all these crazy combos, you know, like guile, stand, attack, flash, kick loops, and all these things like that. And there was no way to know if it was an actual combo, because we didn't even have a combo meter back then. The game wouldn't even tell you if it was a combo. So as fighting game players do, we innovate in very extravagant ways. I would just go to versus mode, and I would put my handicap down to 1 and the opponent's handicap all the way to 8. So my character was doing as little damage as possible, and I would put the second controller on the floor, and I would actually try to do the combo. And as soon as I landed the first hit, I would use the big toe of my right foot to try to hit down back on the second SNES pad to prove that it was, you know, a true combo, and, you know, like they couldn't block in the middle of it. A lot of times I would like hit the combo and I tried to press the down back, and I would just like miss, or the controller would slip, you know, out from under my foot. I would have to set it up again and just do it. Was oh man, it was a lot of work, but it was just one of those things that you did because I just enjoyed this facet of fighting games so much. It wasn't even until Street Fighter Alpha 1 that they finally gave us a training mode at home, and I remember when I saw it, I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And if you go look at it by today's standards, there was like no options. It was like literally, I think there was just like a test mode where the opponent's health would regenerate, and then like a record mode or something just so you could play it back. And I think that was it. The test mode, I think, had auto guard on it no matter what. So like every time you failed the combo, you had to wait, and then they would stop blocking, and then you could try it again. Even things as simple as like having your super meter. You always started with 0 meter. You had to like jump back, air tatsu, tatsumaki, and then just whiff a bunch of DPs. Shoryu, jump back, tatsumaki, shoryu, jump back, tatsumaki, and just do this over and over and over again until you finally got the meter. Then you try the combo and like activate the super, and you miss the cancel, and they block. Jump back, tatsumaki, shoryu, jump back, tatsumaki, shoryu. Like, you just had to build the meter all over again. And we loved it. It was the best we had at the time. I mean, again, like, I'm old, so, you know, like, kids these days don't know about news groups and stuff, but I would go onto these news groups, and the most famous one back then for Street Fighter was something called alt.games.sf2. All the hardcore fans were there, would just be, like, talking about stuff, and I would post up, like, oh, I just did this combo, I can do this combo. And most people would be like, that's not possible. You're a liar, whatever, you know, that's not real. I mean, it's reasonable because back then people could make up stories. There was always like, oh my god, Chun-Li threw her bracelet, or Guile threw his comb. You hear it and you're like, whatever. So nobody really was believing that I was able to do these combos. I really wanted a way to record these and show them off. I kid you not, right when I got out of college, I got a job as QA at Symantec, which Norton antivirus guys. And the first thing that I bought for myself as kind of like a treat was a video capture device. Dazzles, I think that they were called, just like this little tall, skinny gray thing. So I got one of those just so I could start recording combos, so I could show people that I wasn't lying about a lot of these things. Eventually, I just started stringing them together, and that's kind of how I started making combo videos. People don't realize too that this was before YouTube. We didn't even have a place to like show these off. So when Shoryuken.com first started up, which was basically the hub of all fighting games at that time, I would actually put my combo videos on there. They would host it and people could download it. It would be like a 5 megabyte file. We had to make them really small. It would still take you like 30 minutes to download. It was before just like string them all together, put background music. But then at some point I was like, I want to do more. And so that's kind of one of the things that led to the 2-hit combo video. I just wanted to make a really satirical, goofy combo video, but there's a lot of people out there that say that that is the greatest combo video of all time. Appreciate that. I do think there are some better ones out there, but it was just such a nice outlet for creativity, like turning the fighting game passion into an artistic work like that. You get into the FGC, you think you're just gonna play fighting games, but then you end up learning video editing, artists, et cetera, and they're just a good source of how you can express yourself in your own way. And that's just one of the many facets about fighting games that I love about them and why I think they're so cool.